Greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds, the G-bombs. Your immune system special forces. Been a long time since some of you all have heard me say that. For those of you who've been following me since around 2018, 2020, it's been quite some time. You've heard me say that acronym, but make no mistake about it, even though the fruits or God's true healing foods, the most powerful healing medicinal foods in the world that perfectly match our physiological design, or the fruits. No doubt about it. But the G-bombs, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds are powerful. And I'm not against their consumption. I'm not dogmatic about those things. There's nothing wrong with having you some cooked meals from time to time. It's just that when you're talking about healing and quick weight loss, that's going to come from your raw fruits and your raw foods overall. Amen. We are the only species in the world that cooks, family. No other species takes God's nature and light fire to it except us. And so onions are very powerful for diabetes. And you can do raw onions or cooked onions are excellent as seasoning food. You do not need salt. If you really know how to cook, then onions are excellent for seasoning. You won't miss the salt. But then you can do raw onions as well. Because again, the raw food retains all of the full medicinal power that God put into the food. Research indicates that onions may offer benefits for diabetes. A study found that onion extract significantly reduced blood sugar and total cholesterol. And they did this test on diabetic rats. Incorporating onions into daily meals can help support blood sugar and heart health. And of course, you know, when you're looking at conventional medicine and when you're looking at conventional medicine, S-I-N, in their foolish, stupid wisdom, they always trying to compare God's medicine with metformin and these other drugs. And none of these all of these drugs that they're naming come from plants. You don't need no drugs. You go on a full, complete plant-based diet with exercise, you can reverse type 2 diabetes relatively quickly. Okay, type 2 diabetes is because you have fat clogging your cells. It's not rocket science. Yet, this disease affects millions of people worldwide. It's indicative of how addictive the satanic American diet is. Food is addicting. It's the number one abused drug in the world. And it's the one world religion. People worship food. Junk food, persistently high blood sugar levels caused by insufficient insulin production from the pancreas. That's not true. It's not about insufficient insulin production. It's that the insulin that's produced can't deliver the sugar in the cell because the cell is clogged with fat. Our next food drive to feed the homeless, the children, the impoverished, the hungry is coming up Friday, October the 3rd. Friday, October the 3rd, we return to the slums and we fulfill the mandate of the true religion of Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. And that is living a life in service of others. So if you are struggling in any area of your life, if you need extra blessings, extra karma, you reap what you sow. Sow a seed of life of $1,000 towards the feeding of the homeless children and their families Friday, October the 3rd. That's our next missionary initiatives. We do not cancel missionary initiatives. I don't. I tithe most of what I earn from the online store back into the missionary work, whether you help or not, because I understand that it is only the givers who will not lack financially. It's the givers who will not lack in their health. It is those who give who have their prayers prioritized by the Most-High God. And I want you to be under his full protection and covering in your life. We have to give to the poor. We must serve them. We must feed the hungry. we must give them hope. Sow your seed of life for $1,000 for the Friday, October the 3rd food drive. We do this the first Friday of every single month. No excuses. Everyone listening to the sound of my voice, you should know that by now. The first Friday of every month, we feed the hungry, the homeless, the poor, the suffering in some of the most horrendous, dilapidated third world poverty that you could imagine. Cash App $ Minister of Wellness. Cash App $ Minister of Wellness to sow your seed of life, love, and peace. Zelle is right there on the screen. It's right there on the screen. PayPal.me/Minister of Wellness. PayPal.me/Minister of Wellness. The ministerofwellness.com/give. Credit or debit card. The ministerofwellness.com/give. When you give to the poor, you are lending to the Lord. He will repay you. He will repay you in your time of need. And how you get rid of the fat is that you eat a non-saturated fat, non-cholesterol diet. That's your fruits and your G-bombs. And you don't eat anything without fiber. That's what causes diabetes. Your steaks, your animals, your eggs, your chicken, your fish, loads of saturated fat and cholesterol with no fiber. Then you combine that with not enough exercise, then the sugary snacks, the processed foods, the chips, the cookies, the sodas, the donuts. And it rushes all of that sugar and fat with no fiber. And it overproduces insulin, and insulin is a growth hormone. Insulin is a fat-promoting hormone. So you do not want a high level of insulin circulating into your blood because it fuels fat cell growth. This is what causes diabetes. The satanic American diet and a lack of exercise. And it's called the Black Plague because it leads to so many diseases. And it is sweeping across the globe because food is more addicting than sex. When they did this study on the rats, all they used was onion extract. That's all they used. Onion extract, and it lowered their diabetes and their total cholesterol. Suggestion that including onions in daily meals could support blood sugar and heart health naturally. Amen. And you can put them raw in your salads. If you're doing a vegetable sandwich, you can cook them in soups or stir fries. It's very, very easy, brothers and sisters, to include onions in your diet. And the higher doses of onions produce the best effects. The higher doses of onions. They're excellent seasoning. And you combine that with all of your G-bombs, combine it with your fruits and exercise, plant-based diet, your diabetes goes away. The Most-High God has created medicines from the earth. He who is wise would not abhor them. I have videos in the description box of this video specifically for diabetes. The 10 commandments of fruit fasting for diabetes. I've done several videos on diabetes. Absolutely no excuse to be a diabetic. And I have many success stories on helping people not manage, but reverse their diabetes. Like, share, and share. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're new. Welcome to the Minister of Wellness Ministries, the Health Reformation Church of Jesus Christ the Nazarene. I really appreciate it when you support the Minister of Wellness online store. Most of the proceeds go towards our missionary initiatives serving the poor. When you serve the poor, God got your back. So go to theministerofwellness.com, theministerofwellness.com. We have sea moss, dull seaweed for iron. We have vitamin D, vitamin K2, other vitamins and minerals, all 5 of my books, over 60 herbal extracts and more Everything you need for your health. The ministerofwellness.com online store. High potency, high quality, and that assurance and extra blessings of knowing that the extra proceeds are going to helping those in need. Yes, my supplements are higher. Yes, they are higher. I admit that. It is on purpose. It's not only because of the potency and my supplements being organic. I stand behind the Minister of Wellness label and approved supplements. But again, brothers and sisters, it is because I need as much profit as possible on top of the manufacturing costs, so that I can fill in the gaps, the financial gaps of supporting our orphans, supporting the food drives, supporting the sanitary pad drives, supporting the poor and the widows and the less fortunate. The ministerofwellness.com _, the ministerofwellness.com _, 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026, theministerofwellness.com. Please don't get comfortable, brothers and sisters. Don't get comfortable. A lot of you all, you rushed and purchased the immune support emergency stash when that Chinese virus was starting to spread. Now you're not hearing about it. Don't get comfortable. Make sure you have your 7 bottles of my most powerful herbal extract for your immune system, the immune support emergency stash. You get 7 bottles of my powerful immune support herbal extract, which is a mixture of powerful herbs for the immune system. You get all 7 for 50% off, no promo code needed. The ministerofwellness.com, the ministerofwellness.com, the ministerofwellness.com. Remember, most of the profits from the online store also goes right into feeding the missionary work. When you give to the poor, that also helps boost your immune system. 888-847-8026 if you need help placing an order, any questions, comments, or concerns. 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026. The Black Health Disparities Package is designed to attack those comorbidities that makes viruses more deadly. That's what it's designed for. So if you need an extra boost along with your fruit fasting in getting rid of these comorbidities, these diseases that is putting you at high risk of death when the next pandemic comes, the Black Health Disparities Package is for you. The fat loss, the reduced inflammation, the blood sugar balance, lower blood pressure and cholesterol, and the immune support herbal extract. You get these top 5 together to attack all diseases at one time. You get them together in a package for 50% off, no promo code needed. The ministerofwellness.com, the ministerofwellness.com, the ministerofwellness.com. Always remember that most of the proceeds from my online store, while you're helping your health, you're also helping your health in knowing that most of those proceeds are going into serving the poor. 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026.